Hi to Wero Gymnastics Club, my name is Georgia Irving. I am 22 years old and I've recently graduated from Otago University with my Masters in Sports and Exercise Nutrition. So I also come from a background in gymnastics. I competed from the ages of 5 to 14. I then went into gymnastics coaching at Wero Gymnastics Club and Dunedin Gymnastics Academy when I was studying at university. So I now live in Wellington and I am an F45 trainer, and I also have just gotten a nutrition role at Sport Wellington, which I'm really excited to start. So as you can probably tell, nutrition, especially in relation to exercise, is a huge passion of mine. So this short video will hopefully provide you with some good tips and tricks to implement into your daughter's or son's lifestyles, just to try optimize their performance, but also keep your sons and daughters nice and healthy along the way. So during this short video, I am going to break it down into our macronutrients, so your carbohydrates, protein and fat. I will then cover micronutrients like iron and calcium, which are areas of concern in athletes today. And then I'll just give a broad overview of what I have discussed. And yeah, if you have any questions at the end of this, I will leave my email at the end of this video for you guys. So right, let's get into it. First, I'm going to start with carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are a really important food source as they are a main provider of energy for our body. So to keep it simple, carbohydrates get broken down into sugars, which can be stored in our body as glycogen. So we use our glycogen during exercise when we need a little bit of energy to perform the exercises we are doing. So as you can imagine, a gymnast who is training for 4 hours a day would be burning a lot of energy. So the energy needs would need to be replaced by what they're consuming, so the food they eat. So not only do carbohydrates help with recovery after big training sessions, but they are also super important to optimize the performance of the gymnast. So consuming a carbohydrate-rich food or snack before competing or training is one of the best ways to fuel the gymnast's bodies for their short and high intensity that they are about to do. So foods containing carbohydrates and ones that I would recommend consuming are your fruits, vegetables, to be specific, your starchy vegetables like potato, corn and pumpkin, oats, wholemeal bread, rice, pasta, breakfast cereals, dried fruits and legumes. So the majority of carbohydrates the gymnast should be consuming should be whole grain carbs like brown rice over white rice. The reason is whole grain carbs are a lot richer in fibre, which we all know fibre is great for you and your gut. So in saying this, before competitions and trainings, high fibre foods may not be the best option. It's just really important to test these foods before competition days, just to make sure it suits the gymnasts themselves. So now I bet you're all wondering about the crazy supplements and sports drinks on the market today. So a carbohydrate-rich drink sipped slowly throughout competition might be a good option, just to keep the gymnast's glycogen and energy levels high over the long hours that they are on the competition floor. But I'll only be using these sports drinks on competition days and never really through trainings. Some lollies or jelly beans would even do the trick, just to maintain the gymnast's energy throughout the competition. So you don't need to go out and buy all those expensive supplements. But if you are using products like gels, sports drinks or bars, make sure you do test these out in trainings before the competitions. So okay, enough about carbohydrates. I'm just going to summarize what I have said. So tip number 1, it's important to consume carbohydrates before trainings and competitions. This will help fuel the gymnast's body with energy. It's also important to replenish the gymnast's glycogen levels, so by consuming carbohydrate-rich foods after trainings and competitions as well. Tip number 2 is choose mainly whole grain carbohydrates. Add a carbohydrate source at every meal and snack throughout the day. And tip number 3, if you are using new supplements, make sure that they trial them in trainings before they use them in the competition.